I mentioned some of the playoff contenders here earlier today. Kyle Smiley, James Lowe, Marcus Adams, Greg McCartney, Patrick Green, Logan Jones, Casey Heschel, Keith Smalley, Cody Smith, Jason Papp, David Eamon, Ryan Worley, Chris Worrell, Zach Bowerman, J.R. Houston, and I believe that is it. But either way, we're ready to go. We do have some banners that is on the race cars that you guys will see on the race cars, the blue and all that stuff. So hopefully everybody's got them on, but we'll have to wait and see. Qualifying is about to start, so what a better time to go ahead and announce our throwback race winner here tonight. And you can see the car popping up on your screen right now. It is the 78, who I think is the 78. He's not in here, but don't know if that's quite right. Since he's not here, we may have to find somebody else to give that to. But right now it is him, and I will find out for sure if that's the case. So bear with me on that. Anyway, we'll be announcing that here in just a moment. I got to confirm. Since he's not here, I'm not quite sure if he would be considered a winner, or would we go to our backup winner that we have. Anyway, we'll find that out here for you guys in just a moment to announce it for sure. We do want to welcome everybody here to the playoff race of round number 1 here at Darlington. It is Darlington, Richmond, and then Bristol for your elimination race. And, of course, getting ready to go qualifying here in just a moment. And we will be ready to go. So let's go ahead and hop into qualifying. Who we got first? It is going to be Cody Smith. He is running a great throwback paint scheme here tonight. One of my picks that I thought would have a good chance as far as the throwback contest goes. And you can see him right there on your screen. And that number 7 Harris car. Great paint scheme there. I forgot who it was that exactly made that, but a great looking paint scheme. We're going to watch qualifying here as he rolls off. Coming to, I believe this will start his green flag lap here around Darlington. Of course, this race only 90 laps, so it ain't a ton of laps, but still a good amount, which I'm not the biggest fan of this racetrack. So okay, it is official. The 78 will be your throwback winner. That is William Rucker that made that paint in that 78 car. There you go. So there's the race winner throwback paint tonight. And of course, he is not here that I've seen. So there you go. Cody Smith coming to the start-finish line. He's going to be the first lap at 27.170. Good enough right now for P1. We're going to hop over to some other guys out here in the playoffs. This is J.R. Houston. He's running that throwback paint as well. We showed that on the opening broadcast. That is a Tony Stewart throwback paint as he works off turn number 4 that time, I believe. Coming to the start-finish line. See what J.R. Houston can do here on his opening lap at Darlington. I'm sorry, now he's coming off turn 4. Gets me mixed up where we're out on the racetrack sometimes. No, I lied. He was coming off turn 2. All right, here we go. Cody Smith still on top of the board, 27.165. Here comes J.R. Houston. See what he could do. Crossing the start-finish line. Good enough for P number 3. Chris Worrell goes to the top of the board in the 6 car. Hop over to James Cato. He is running a nice paint scheme as well. We did not show this one on the opening broadcast. I didn't have the picture, but that is a Darn Olympics paint scheme. I think that was when they had the Olympics at Atlanta, if I'm not mistaken. Back in 94? 98, 94? Sure it says it. 96. That's it. There we go. So I was between it. James Cato going to have a good lap. Qualify P8 with that one. Nick Kessler, he was fastest in practice. He is running a throwback here as well. A lot of throwbacks. A lot of guys look forward to this night. By the way, Jared Darling goes to 3rd. Marcus Adams jumps up to 2nd. Of course, both of them guys in the playoffs. Cody Smith also there. Here comes Kessler working off the corner. Let's see what kind of lap he puts down here on the first one. And that will be good enough for P number 9. Keith Smalley just rolling around. There's Kyle Smalley rolling around. Look at Kyle's paint scheme. That's a throwback as well, so pretty cool. forgot who it was off the top of my head, but of course Calvin Allison out here as well, running a throwback. Really like seeing all these awesome throwbacks. That's pretty neat to see. See what Calvin does here on his lap. Chris Worrell still on top of the board, 27-116. Michael Anthony is out there as well in that 8 car. He's got a pretty cool throwback. We'll jump over to him in just a second. Let's see what Calvin does here on his first lap. Start-finish line. Coming to the start-finish line, actually, he's got to work through turn 3 and 4. I get confused where I'm at, apparently. Off turn 4. To the start-finish line. Calvin at 27-296. And that was good enough for 11th. There is Michael Anthony's paint scheme. I thought he had one of the better ones here as well. Pretty cool to see that. Pretty different. As you see him get right up near that wall here at Darlington, that high line, always a big thing when you come to a place like this. Great way to try to put a pass on using that outside momentum. And that lap does count, and that's going to be good enough for P9. Jason Papp, he is out there in the Nesquik number 1 car, driven by Jeff Green. Well, was Jeff Green anyway. Of course, he was number 10, but this is Jason Papp. He's actually just going to shut it down, it looks like. Here, David also out on track. He is a playoff contender here as well. He could be in the Final 4. Did not qualify great, however, this lap or last lap. 27.650. Does improve a little bit and stays in 20th actually with that lap. I think that is it. So Chris Worrell going to be your pole sitter here tonight. That's who we're going to talk to first. As you get a look here at your Iracing Series grid sponsored by Plan B Sales. See all these names starting to tick down the list here. We're going to talk to our pole sitter here in just a moment. A good crowd here tonight. 34 drivers, pretty much a full field. And we'll see how all these guys shape out here tonight. Waiting on Chris the Grid, and we'll talk to him in just a moment. And once he does, we'll pull him in. And you'll see his awesome paint scheme as well. He's running a throwback Mark Martin paint scheme, if I'm not mistaken. Waiting on Chris. He's going to grid up. He may not, actually. We're waiting to see if he does. He does start on the pole. We're supposed to. See some of these paint schemes, however, down on the field, though. Jason Pappas, Derek Pemberton, he's running the Trackside Racing Network. And one cool thing about this paint, if you look at the front of the nose, that is the old Centerforce Racing TV logo that we used to have here on the channel. That's pretty cool. A big fan of that. That's the Elliott Sadler throwback. Zach Bowerman. Here, that is a Casey Kane paint scheme, by the way. Patrick Green running that Burking. I actually voted for this one as well. I'm not going to lie. Z-Shon, I voted for that one as well. That is a very cool looking scheme. A lot of these guys starting from pits, actually. A lot of the playoff guys starting from pit road, it looks like. But we do got Chris Worrell, so let's go ahead and pull him in real quick before we get rolling here. Part of the playoffs here tonight. He is part of the playoffs. Let me double check. I don't actually see the banner. Hold on just a second, guys. Let me double check. I need to make sure. I know he is, but yeah, he is. All right, so let's pull him in. Chris Worrell, Adam Chapman up in the booth. You got a copy? Hey, Chris, you got a copy?
Hey, what's up, Adam?
Nothing much, man. Playoffs tonight, getting started here at Darlington, and a great lap put down by you, putting you in P1. How important is that at a place like this?
Oh, it means everything. These guys are going to be hungry behind me, so I think I'm just trying to stay alive for now. These guys want to push the issue. I'm going to let them on by. Just try to run at my own pace. Got a feeling we're going to see a lot of cautions tonight.
Biggest concern at this racetrack?
Not finishing.
True.
Hitting that wall and tearing the car up. Not getting a good finish.
Hey,
it's playoff times. I can't keep wrecking.
Hey, man, no joke. I'm actually very happy that you're starting up front. You definitely deserve it. Love the throwback tonight, Mark Martin, throwback paint.
Yes, sir.
Go do work in it,
Thank you,
man.
sir.
Do a good job.
Appreciate
Thanks,
you.
buddy. He's going to be starting in P1 here tonight in that number 6 car alongside that number 14 that you see right beside him. And here we go. Playoff race ready to get underway. That 14, by the way, Jared Darling in that Combos car. I believe that's a Kyle Busch top throwback. He ain't drove it in a long time. Maybe, I think it's Kyle Busch. Anyway, green flag set to come out. Here we go. As playoff race number 1 set to get underway here on Throwback Night. And we are green flag here from the Lady in Black Darlington Raceway. And already Chris Worrell able to get clear of that 14. That's going to be a big thing. You've got to clear these guys as quick as you can. It is so tough to pass here. You can see right here Calvin Allison, Cody Smith. Cody going to go ahead and let that 28 go. He knows that you can't race super hard here early. That is the biggest thing. You've got to be patient. And that is a tough thing to do when it comes to a place like this. Keith Smalley right now battling Zach Bowerman. We talked about Zach earlier on the podcast a little bit. Talked about Keith as well. Wasn't quite sure how they would fare in the Final 4 or the elimination. We'll see how they do. As you can see, Keith right now working out of turn number 2. And who is that on the bottom? Somebody on the bottom. It's a Jesse Cottrell. That's exactly who it is in that 88. I'm sure him and somebody else was extremely slow. Joe Francis was on the bottom. He is running a Dr. Pepper throwback scheme as well. You can see him right there rolling across the start-finish line. Fastest lap of the race right now, Cody Smith, a 27.187. That's a great lap, as this race is under complete darkness now, and a battle is going to be on for that second spot. Calvin Allison putting some pressure here on the 14. Jared Darling as they work down into the corner. One thing about this racetrack, guys, here on Iracing, a caution does not necessarily come out when somebody wrecks. That is just a thing that happens here. The apron here is so close to the actual racing surface, a caution tends not to come out. J.R. Houston, a new fast lap, 27.079. That is the fastest lap of the race so far. See Ron Worley back here. He is also part of that chase right now, rolling around in 21st position. Right behind him is Derek Pemberton, and then Jason Papp, another playoff contender, Patrick Green, back there as well. You see him in that 87 car. Patrick also part of the playoff chase. Doesn't have the blue banner, but he is part of it. Keep an eye on them as well. Up front, here we go for the lead. Jared Darling looking underneath Chris Worrell. Super tough place to make a pass right now, going into the corner, but it can be done. But you still got to give a lot of room. We've seen that yesterday in the real life race. It's very easily able to slide up. You don't want to clear yourself like certain drivers. Let me know who your thoughts are on who makes the Final 4 here in the playoffs this season. Only 9 races away after this one, so it does not take long to get through this round 1, and round 1 is a very interesting playoff. Elijah Ennis in that number 68 car. Unfortunately, Elijah not making a playoff here this season. Well, I've seen him making a playoff, but maybe I didn't. We do got a sleeper, however, that makes the playoffs, and right now I'm trying to find him. And Casey Heschel, one of our playoff contenders. Don't see him. We got a couple guys. I'm not sure what's going on with Casey Heschel, but he is not in here. As you see the 51 of Timothy James letting some guys go. See right now everybody just kind of riding single file. That's pretty much the way this race goes. It's a very tough racetrack to pass on. Zach Bowerman, Elijah back here. I mentioned Casey Heschel part of the playoffs, and unfortunately Casey not here. And I also seen Logan Jones. Where was he at? I did not see him. Well, I think there he is. And he was one of my picks, I think, to make the Final 4. I think he was a little bit of an underdog in a lot of people's eyes, but from what I've been seeing, we'll have to wait and see. But he is also running that throwback paint scheme as well. Doesn't have the colors on the banner, so it's a little tough sometimes to see who's all in it. We kind of just got to go by what we remember. Jared Darling, by the way, was able to take the lead. Here's the 4 of Nick Kessler. He is coming towards the front. Remember, Nick did not qualify well. He qualified, I believe it was back in P9, if I'm not mistaken. So, Nick Kessler working his way up in that number 4 car. A little bit further back in the field, this is David Eamon, Ryan Wooley. Ryan was able to get around David. Actually, Ryan has worked past Michael Muncie as well in that 09. Derek Pemberton right now in that 81 car trying to follow suit, and he is up to 21st right now. Jason Patrick Green, Kyle Smalley back here in the 46, one of your favorites to win this season's championship. He is right now 26th place. Marcus Adams, another favorite. I actually have a good chance here. Driving at 31, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe that's a Mike Skinner paint scheme. Don't quote me on that. Michael Anthony also back here in the 8. James Cato as well. Greg McConaughey getting passed by Ron Worley, who's continuing to work his way up. That is 2 teammates. Michael Muncie putting some pressure on David here for the 19th spot. Up front, Calvin Allison took a peek to the inside. Wasn't able to get it, but he is following in the tracks. Hey, what's up, Pate, Patrick, and Tim? Good to see you all in here. I appreciate y'all joining. A little bit further back in the field, we got Zach Bowerman getting passed by Logan Jones. Zach in a little bit of trouble right now. That's Aaron Tribble right behind him, followed by Raymond Dorber, Zeshawn as well in this mix. None of these guys are playoff. Oh, that scared me. None of these guys are playoff contenders right here. The closest one, I think, would be Logan Jones, who's up in front of the 9 car. However, I like that 86 paint. Haven't really looked at it. I don't know what's on the front of it. That's a bright orange car. You can see that one anyway. Zach Bowerman, however, remember, in the playoffs, so he was one of the guys that we talked about on the podcast that we could possibly see, and Zeshawn gets the Darlington stripe out of turn number 2. Of course, that's just natural. To be honest, I'm actually surprised we're having a green flag laps to start out. Thought we would have a, you all know how Darlington could go, especially with this many people. Derek Pemberton getting passed here, or trying to make a pass on Patrick Green. Actually getting passed by Patrick Green on the outside. Derek going to use that momentum and hold that spot. Here comes the run. Derek Pemberton, Michael Muncie. Derek takes away 20. Michael Muncie falling back here in that 09. He's going to give up a lot of these spots. Not sure what happened there. Here's Kyle Smalley and battling at 41 of Roberto Ramirez, who also has another paint scheme as well. That is actually based off the Skull paint scheme. Pretty cool looking paint though. Once again, we had the throwback contest here tonight. Myself, Jason Papp. Oh, the 87 gets loose. Oh, they are inside of each other. Not sure what happened to Patrick Green, but that worked out. It could have been bad. I think Derek Pemberton may have tagged him. Definitely could have been way better, but, let's see. Derek making contact right there, getting him loose. Good save by that 87. Somehow they're going inside of each other. We've seen that a few weeks ago with Derek as well. It's James Lowe. I think he's one of the favorites that we haven't really spoke a lot about. Battling Nick Kessler, and then the 20 of J.R. Houston. J.R. Houston being very impressive here right now. As we watch these 3 cars go at it here for, this is actually for the 5th position. James Lowe able to come out the other side right now, holding that lead. Already on lap number 20, Calvin Allison. Right now, one thing about this racetrack when it comes to pit stops, it does not matter if it's under caution or green. 35-mile-an-hour pit lane, I believe is what it is here. And it is a very tight pit lane to get on and off of. Probably one of the toughest. I talked about this when we was at Darlington Dover a few weeks ago. This and Dover, to me, has the toughest pit roads when it comes to racing. Dover's such a tough pit road, just how quick it comes up. This one kind of the same way. Comes up very quick. You can very easily miss that. Of course, there is a chance we could see green flag pit stops with these guys. We've seen it done plenty of other times before. And not only that, tonight's race, you don't run a full fuel load, only 65% fuel load. Yes, you can go a long time. Normally it's what, like 50-something laps, I think, on the tank of fuel, give or take on that. So 65%, I would probably say around 40 laps. Give or take a little bit, of course. But tires also a big factor here as well. We know that. When you get some fresh tires, you feel like Superman. Staying green right now. We have had Kyle Smiley and Marcus Adams both have moved into 20th and 21st. Remember, they are your points leaders coming in. Kyle with so many wins this season. I don't even know how many. He's got so many wins. I think he's now up to 8, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, 8 wins this season. The only other guy close to him was Marcus Adams and Calvin Allison with 3 and 4. Caution is out, and it would be Derek Pemberton is around, and let's see, did he have to do with this, or the 09 got up into him, and there you go, the 34 involved, the 8, the 3, and the other 8. James Cato involved. James not in the playoffs, but still a tough break there. Michael Anthony was involved as well. I think that'll be fine. Just a little bit of damage. Sorry about that, guys. Michael Anthony, I don't think he's in the playoffs, if I'm not mistaken. So, pit road going to be open. We know how important pit road is here, like we talked about. And you see them all coming down. Lucky dog this time, I believe, is going to go to Joe Francis. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that's who it was. 4 tires going to be done here on Jared's car. As you look down at the pit stops happening right now. Timothy Jennings staying out, Derek Pemberton staying out. I expect them guys to definitely come in. Race off pit road, a little bit of wheel spin there for the 14 car. Calvin Allison able to beat out the 14. Cody Smith comes out after that. Joe Francis, we're not going to count him. He was your lucky dog. Nick Kessler, Chris Ingles, J.R. Houston. You see right here these guys coming down pit lane. So we'll be waiting to see how they do, but this will go all over to Calvin Allison. So Allison takes the lead. Remember, he's got 4 wins this season. He is out there running that Davey Allison number 28. The Wolf paint scheme. That's a paint that really hasn't ran a lot by a lot of people. I don't know too much about it, to be completely honest. But it's cool to see that out there. Also got a pretty cool paint in just a moment I want to show you guys. But right now I was trying to see if I can find something about that Calvin Allison paint. Cannot, but anyway, we got Greg McConey back here running a very awesome paint scheme as well. He's right now in 12th. Haven't really spoke a ton about it, but I love that paint scheme. That is a Neil Bonnet 1976 paint scheme. I like how Greg actually put his name in front of the number. That's how it was on the car. He did a really great job on that paint, so good job for him. I was a big fan of that one. Of course, we talked about a throwback winner who's not in here tonight. However, William Rucker picking up the win in the throwback paint. Pretty cool paint. I still think he should have been here, in order to win. But, hey, whatever. The big thing right now coming out of this race is no Casey Heschel. He is already in a downslide towards the playoffs, and that is not what you want if you're trying to win this championship. With some of these throwback paints here is Jason Papp. He is on pit lane right now. Derek Pemberton also on pit lane. You see that? He got a little bit of damage, but that is that Elliott Sadler. I'm kind of mad he messed up my car, but you know. Love that paint scheme as well. Michael Anthony, Keith Smalley out there. That's a Rusty Wallace paint, I do believe. Kyle Smalley out there as well. And of course our pole sitter, Chris Worrell, and that Mark Martin paint scheme. I think everybody kind of knows that one. There's the Aquafect. Check that paint out, how that does that. That is strange. Not actually sure who drove that paint, but I like it. Anyway, Logan Jones out there in that Hawaiian Punch paint scheme. There's the Tony Stewart paint scheme. Nick Kessler out there. Maybe a Ricky Red paint, I believe is what it is. It's a cool one as well. All right, so we're about to double back up, get ready to go back green. Once again, I want to give a shout out real quick to not only a teammate of mine, but a very good guy that runs the Iracing Legacy Series on Thursdays. Todd Chase Jr., shout out to him. His grandpa, unfortunately, being taken to the hospital. Fighting some difficulties, so prayers for him. Hopefully he gets well soon. I know he's been dealing with some times. I know Todd's right now worried to death. So thinking about that. I got to refresh to see the Wheaties paint scheme. We will do that. So I thought she was in a different car as well. So we'll refresh the paints and see if some other paints pop up. He may have just put it on or something. But here we go. Calvin Allison. It's going to be kind of weird when this pops up. I just want to point that out because we're going to see some white cars, I believe. Anyway. Pace car is in. Green flag set to wave as the flash bulbs get ready to go off. So much looking forward to the iRacing update, by the way, when we get to see some different stuff. Visual updates will be great for the broadcast. Ambient sounds, that's going to be pretty neat, by the way. But here we go. Oh, Calvin Allison already into the 14 of Jared Darling. Darling in the wall. You see him right there. He's not going to be happy with that 28 car. That was kind of a brave thing to do. Ryan Broderick running a throwback paint tonight, and we got a yellow. The 82 of Derek Pemberton once again may be out of this race. Let's see what happened. Did he just spin coming off the corner? This was him in the 87. Just got loose in front of the 06, and unfortunately, it's going to end Derek Pemberton's night here at Darlington. So, all right. There you go with that. Here's your look at Derek's paint scheme, by the way. Or Derek's car. The front of the nose pretty much toast on that car. Tough break. Ron Broderick was also involved. I want to try to show that car in that 06. He got a little bit of it. And that's not going to hurt him. He had some damage prior, but he's going to come down and get a little bit of that fixed. Pit road open. Nobody really up front coming in. A couple of guys coming in is James Lowe, Greg McConaughey. Now let me see if I can see the three of James Cato. There we go. He is in that good ranch Wheaties car. He is going to be your lucky dog here in that 3 car. So, pretty cool. And I remember that car. Wasn't that the one? He was on the Wheaties box, I do believe. Doing that car. So, pretty cool. Caution number 2 comes out. James, I'm not surprised to see you running a orange and white paint scheme, though, to be completely honest. By the way, guys, shout out to the sponsors here. You see them on the now upper right-hand corner. Butt Kicker, of course. Got to shout them out. Iracing iFlag, one of the coolest add-ons you can add to your sim racing rig. Check them out. Iracing iFlag. As well as Plan B Sales. They're the premier sponsor of this series. PlanBSales.com, one of the best places in the world to get a diecast. Check them out. I've been a fan, supporter of them before I even knew that they sponsored the league. Of course, Hurricane Media. And of course, that's one reason why you see the Plan B Sales banner being issued. Of course, AC Paints I can probably take down because we are no longer open. So, probably take that down. But there you go. Speaking of the Plan B Sales banner, you see it right there. That blue playoff banner. Blue spoiler, blue in the front nose. Pretty cool. I think JR Houston may have done that, which is pretty cool. Did a good job on it. That is why he picked it. I can see that. Jesse Cottrell has called it a knot as well in that 27. Once again, the biggest disappointment I think tonight would be Casey Heschel back in 33rd, not running tonight. Pace lights should be going off this time. So that means it's about time for us to do something here. From Trackside Racing Network, we're going to turn it up here in just a moment. And it gets loud at Darlington. So if you like it loud, crank it up even louder. Oh, pace lights are back on. All right, you guys get ready to go as we get set to go back green here on lap 35. Two. Alright, I hope you guys enjoy. So, throwback, turn it up here on TRN. And there you see it. That was a big one. Ryan Broderick had issues and no yellow. That is one of the things that happens here. He was racing underneath the 12 of McConaughey, gets loose, and goes for a half a spin, able to keep it going. Luckily for him, it wasn't too severe. So he's able to keep it going here as we stay green. That is one of the things that happens, like I said, at Darlington. Cars tend to get loose and kick out. You spin or go below that white line. You see that white dotted line? That's pretty much how short this actual racing surface is. So Calvin Allison is kind of pulling away here from Nick Kessler, who is trying to run him down. We'll keep an eye on that. If that gets any closer, we will keep an eye on it and jump back up, of course. J.R. Houston right now in that number 20 car. J.R. not in the playoffs. I think I said there he is. He is in the playoffs. I don't know why I said he wasn't. In the playoffs right now, running right in front of Cody Smith. Cody trying to get around on the outside. Watch for a crossover. Yep, to the inside Cody goes. Don't know if he's going to be able to make this pass. He's going to use that apron just a little bit right here to try to get some room, and he does. And the 20 allows him to take that spot away. Another playoff contender, David Eamon, battling Ryan Wooley, another playoff contender, with Michael Anthony right there as well. And this ain't going to work. Possibly 3 wide. No, we stay 2 wide. David able to hold that, but here comes Anthony looking underneath, getting into the wall, into the 0-0. That is one of the things that's not going to make you happy. You're Ryan Wooley. You are racing for a chance for the championship, and then this happens. Wooley definitely got a reason to be upset here with the 8. You see him holding his line, and the 8 just kept coming up. Yeah, he's definitely going to be upset with that one, and understandably so. He falls all the way back to 20th, first place. He was running up in 17th or 18th, and now under attack now from Kyle Smalley. Nick Kessler getting passed by Jared Darling for the 2nd position. Right now, Calvin Allison continuing to lead the way. The question is going to be if we get another green flag round like we're seeing right now. As you see the 99 and then the 68 battle it out. This is James Lowe. We talked about him. He is part of the playoffs as well in that 99 car. I got him in my final 4. Right now we're in a 14th, however. So see if he's able to recover a little bit from that. James coming in here with just 1 win on the season, however 13 top 5s. And actually was the 2nd in the point standings for the watch him now. You see Zishan right there as well, putting some pressure on. Trying to get around this 99 right now. Oh, what is going on back here? Chris Ingles a little slow. I think he had an issue. Not sure what happened here to the 5. Did he get loose? He just pulls down the racetrack and lets these guys go. Not entirely sure. Now he's actually coming to pit lane. I don't think this is scheduled. We'll keep an eye on it and let you know if he continues on. You see Calvin Allison closing in on Derek Pemberton. Derek now 2 laps down with that damaged race car. Don't expect a lot of fight out of that. We'll jump back a little bit here through the field. James Lowe, Zach Bowerman. Oh, and the 09, Michael Muncie. Did I see him sending it in pretty deep? Oh, the 09 Zach Bowman, hard into the wall, back into the wall again. He's able to keep it going. However, going to lose a lot of spots here with that damage. That was a hard hit. That was not a Darlington strike. That was just a hard hit going into that corner. Look at that. It didn't do as much damage as what I thought it would, but still quite a bit there. As Zeshawn now looks to take position of that spot. He does. That was 68. Elijah Ennis trying to do the same. The Iracing East Series, number 68. David back here getting past. This is a cluster of cars. Somebody that's moving their way up. You still see him. That is Kyle Smalley right now up to 16th place. Oh no, there goes Kyle Smalley into the wall. That is not going to make things better. Remember, he is your points leader coming in. 8 races won. He's going to be safe, I think, for this round at least. But if a couple races like that happen, just saying, he gets a good run here on the back bumper of the 9. Actually puts the bumper to the 9, and the 9 gets loose. And then right there, both just kind of, I don't know what that was. But anyway, we stayed green. That's going to drop Kyle Smalley all the way back to P27. He is bringing that car to pit lane. Wow. Still watching Calvin Allison here work around the racetrack. He's still your race leader. Everything kind of spaced out right there. We're going to go back here to where Aaron Tribble and James Lowe battling out for the 9th spot. Aaron in that 86, James in the 99. Everybody that last time by ran 29s except our leader who ran a 28.987, but the lap times have fallen off by almost 2 seconds, so expect pit stops. Honestly, I'd be hitting pit road probably here on lap 60. Cut this race in half. If you know you got to stop, I'd hit it on lap 60. Try to take advantage of fresh tires, and you never know what could happen at the end of this. Maybe catch a late race caution. Definitely help. Jared Darling, Nick Kessler. Right now our highest running playoff contender would be right here in the 4th position, which is kind of a surprise, to be completely honest. That is J.R. Houston currently leading that. Calvin Allison still out front here, leading the way. Out by 2.11, well, 133 now. Well, big group back here is Elijah Ennis and Moore. See the 31. That is Marcus Adams. He's still in the running for this. I'm surprised he hasn't had a better night right now going forward. Oh, the 3 in the wall. That is James Cato hard into the wall. He continues on. James Cato not in the playoff, but still wants to have a good night here. I see the 87, the 8, all going to go around Derek Pemberton here. He's just going to let them go. And there you see Calvin Allison putting one of the chase contenders a lap down. That is Jason Papp, who is not having a good night now as well. He is in 27th position. The good news for Kyle Smalley with that damage, I mean, he's not going to have a great night. He's probably going to finish 29, 28, something like that. He'll be fine as far as points go. Remember, this is the round of 16, so it's better to happen early As we got a slow car. Is this car coming to pit lane? No. Cody Smith having issues. He is going to bring that car to pit lane now, however. He may actually been coming to pit lane. I talked about how tough this pit lane is. Yes, he was bringing it to pit lane. Such a tough place to bring it to, and this is why. Look how tight this comes up. He didn't even see the entrance yet, and there you see it. Half a spin. It's going to cost him a few seconds at least. Luckily, he was able to get on pit road. Definitely going to go a lap down. Maybe even 2 laps down, because this is a long pit lane. Yeah, he hasn't even got to his box yet, and the leader's right now coming off. Well, going into turn 3, should I say. So he may go 2 laps down. Brian Broderick, Timothy Jennings coming to pit lane at 51. We are only 30 laps, 27 laps away, 28 laps away. I think this is the right call, pitting early. And Keith Small, we got a yellow. And this was a big one for guys that just pitted. Guys like Cody Smith, it hurts him. Because he is going to only be 1 lap down now. There's a wreck. It was a 68 of Elijah Ennis and Keith Smalley involved. Who else was that right there? I think they just got around it. The two, that looked identical to last night with Chase Elliott and whoever it was. Oh, Truex. Pretty much kind of what it was. Tough break there for guys like Cody Smith. He really needed this one. And now he's got to drive all the way back up through that and does not have a lot of time. Pit road's going to be open. This time, you see the 7 getting one of the waiver runs, I believe. That is the good news for him, is that he will get one of the waiver rounds. Because he is a lucky dog. I don't think he'll go back on the lead lap, even if he stays out here. He might. Not sure how that works. It'll be a big race here on pit lane. We'll wait and see how this plays out for Calvin Allison. Jared Darling, and as well, you see the 14, you see the 99 pit, and you see the 31 coming in. 28 may win this race off pit road. Got in the box pretty good. Yeah, he's going to be all down in the way. Jared Darling going to try not to spin. Almost spins it coming out of pit road. Still going to be able to hold that spot. Jared Darling, Nick Kessler, J.R. Houston. I think it will be then. I have to find out, but I think, not sure who it'll be after that. I think Chris Worrell maybe. No, it won't be Chris Worrell because he actually got a waiver round. Or something happened there, I'm not sure. Playoff race number 1. By the way, real fast, guys, we will not be broadcasting tomorrow night or Wednesday. However, after that, we have a lot of broadcasts lined up. So get ready. We got one Thursday. We got 2 Thursday. Actually, we got one because Iracing Legacy Series taking a week off. The Red Sox Racing League makes its return back here to TRN. That will be our next broadcast Thursday night. If you like road racing, tune in. It's the oldest league in iRacing, I believe. One of the oldest leagues. Anyway, Friday night we'll be back with the NEL Series, the North American iRacing League. Saturday night, the WS CRL Series. They don't have too many races left as well. And then on Sunday, we'll be back with the American Sim Racing League. And then back here again on Monday for round 1, race 2 of the playoffs, live from Richmond. Should be a fun race as well. Hey, you did good though. It didn't work out, but you did good. And I am referring to the 3 car, by the way. He said he wanted to be the Superman. You see him right there. Car don't look too bad, though. Yeah, Wheaties number 3. Throwback paint tonight. So this is going to be a pretty good shootout here. I expect a few yellows to happen during this time, because fresh tires is going to make everybody feel like Superman. And not only that, you got a lap car that's in the back. I'm sorry, not a lap car. It's Cody Smith that I believe is going to get the wave around. And that is 7. And if he does, you better watch out for that 7 car, because, going to be honest, he is going to be like lightning coming up through the field. Remember, he messed up coming on the pit lane under a green flag stop. If he gets the waiver, I can't remember if he's going to get a waiver or not. I know he got a lucky dog, but everybody else pitted, and he was able to get back around again. So I'll have to wait and see how that works out. But it has been Calvin Allison's night so far. Anybody in this field catch him? I think there's a couple of guys that catch him. How about Logan Jones? We talked about him. I said that he was my underdog to make the Final Four in that number 20 car, and I still believe that. We'll have to wait and see. Still a long ways to go before we get that far, though. Waiting to see what happens here with these guys, if they will get the wave around or not. I can't remember if Cody Smith will get the wave around or have to drop back. And there's your answer. He will be back on the lead lap. Good for him. But got a lot of work to do. Race is going by pretty quick here. We're going to have 22 laps to go once we take the green flag. There we go. Pace car ready to take the left down pit lane. There it goes. Green flag is out. We're back to racing. Here comes Nick Kessler looking to the inside of that 14 of Jared Darlington. Watch the momentum from that outside line. Kessler getting a little loose, and that will give way back to Darlington, taking that spot away. Here comes J.R. Houston. He is our highest running playoff contender. May have a wreck going on in the back. Big wreck is the 81 and the 87. And this actually happened somewhere else. Other than that, let's see what happened here. Oh, they just bobbled up in front. The 3 with the 8. Well, the big one happens at Darlington. And it was indeed a big one. Another look at this. I'm going to try to zoom out and see what actually happened here to the 3. Oh, what happened? It just like, I think, did he freeze? 87 involved. Remember Patrick Green part of the playoffs. Watch this 3 car right here. Got loose, overcorrected. The 8, the 87, the 00. And more. And once again, right on board here with Cody Smith. The part about being in the back, once that happened with him, you have to drive through it. And you see what he's seen. Great drive there for Cody. And I think I seen... Trying to see who all was involved in this, man. There's so many people that was involved. Well, I seen the 9 involved. Chris World, a little bit of damage there. There's just so many people. There's Patrick Green. His night's done. Timothy Jennings. Ryan Broderick's on pit road. Jason Papp there. I think some of these guys are just pitting. There's James Cato. That damaged race car. The back end demolished. Zach Bowerman, yeah, that's who I seen. I thought I seen somebody else spinning as in that colored car. The pit road's going to be open. And a good call here for Cody Smith to come down and take tires. I hit the wrong button again. Whew. It's been a good race, though, honestly. Like, people say what they want, but we haven't had that many yellows. What, like 3 or 4? At Darlington is not really that bad. And I'm talking about actual yellows, not people spinning. So, then actual wrecks. So your highest running chase contender is currently J.R. Houston. Right there on your screen. Then James Lowe, Logan Jones. Actually, there's only 3 of our chase contenders that I see inside the top 10. As we wait for the pace lights to go off, we're going to have about, what, I don't know, 14 laps to go or so. Right now, 24 drivers still in the lead lap. You see Bowerman exiting pit lane. His damage is not as bad as what I thought. He's able to still, go. He did come down and take tires. I do want to point this out that we didn't really have a long green flag run there. However, the top, I believe it's around the top 16th on back, have taken tires. Everybody else is still on the tires that they pitted before the caution. So we'll see if they're able to make up some ground. I will say, if last night's race was any indication, we already seen how much tires are a factor here. They're going to be some advantage to even having, just 2 laps on them tires. 2 to 3 laps. We're going to have somewhat of an advantage, I believe. Roberto Ramirez, I thought I seen him come down. Maybe not. Coming to lap 74. I think the pace lights might go out this time. I think we're going to may go back on green on lap 75 or 76. We'll wait and see. Looks like we're going to double up this time. So we're going to go back green with 16 laps to go. Here from Darlington. I still don't think our wrecks are over by any means. Mike Anthony says Cato in the YouTube chat. Just overcorrected. That's a tough thing. He's not very happy, I'm sure. Cato is self-aimed. I know other guys definitely not as well. Like Michael Anthony. Zach Bowerman back on pit lane. Kind of surprised to see that as we get set to go back green flag racing here. Zach Bowerman is down and away, by the way. He's got to hurry to catch the back of this field. Looks like he should be able to catch it. Patrick Green is on pit lane as well as we get set to go back green flag racing here from Darlington. Not sure who that is. That looks like Ryan Wooley on the bottom. A lot of damage to that 00 car. Unfortunately for him, not going to have a good night. Green flag back in there. Does anybody got anything for Calvin Allison? I think you're going to have to put the bumper to him in order to get there. I don't know if anybody's got it for him or not. But Nick Kessler's going to try. He takes second away from Jared Darling. Remember, Kessler was the fastest in. Final air goes another one. The 70th Dormer goes around after a mistake. Another wreck happens here. Caution flag going to come out. More drivers involved. Timothy Jennings involved. I think he did the same thing. Yep, same identical thing, identical place. and the 20's involved. J.R. Houston, that is the big one. And now what happened to the 51? I think this was actually 2 crashes. Oh, the 2 gets in the back of the 51 when they checked down for the wreck, or checked up for the wreck. And basically that's what brought the caution out. The thing is, we got to check on J.R. Houston. Remember, he was running so good, and he's up to 4th. And there is damage on that 20 car. He is one of the chase contenders. The highest running chase contender, that is. Wow. See, I'm not sure. I thought you was in the playoffs, but I don't have an updated thing, and I said it because I know Calvin didn't make it, and I said that you was earlier. And then I said you wasn't. And then the whole banner thing messes me up. And I don't see people with banners. Some I do, some I don't. It's all confusing to me. I need a list every week of who's in the playoffs for every round. Because I do not have the updated list. But I thought you was. So that is a big thing that Michael Anthony took a hit. So with that said, Casey Heschel, Kyle Smalley, Michael Anthony, Patrick Green, Keith Smalley now is the biggest one's taking a hit from this that I see as far as points for playoffs. And it don't get easier. I mean, like, yeah, you can say what you want about Richmond. To me, I think Richmond's an easier track. Somewhat. But it might be an easier track to drive, but it's a lot more compact, which makes it tough to drive. And turn 4 can be a pain. And turn 2 can be a pain. So that's going to be an interesting race. And then from there, good luck. We go to Bristol. And we're going to have the new pit lane, I believe, for that race. I think you've got to with this many drivers. You don't want nobody to have an advantage. So we're going to have that at Bristol for the final race of round 1. So I don't know. Round 2 gets a little bit easier, I think. But to me, round 1's the toughest part of this playoffs. You have to survive round 1, in my opinion, to make it through the rest of them. Like round 2 is not bad. Las Vegas, Talladega. Talladega's a crapshoot. Then we got the Roval, which, I mean, really, I think anybody can do decent there as long as you practice. But then round 3 to me is not hard. Kansas, Texas, Martinsville. Martinsville, the only one, I think, at that place that is the toughest. And then we go to the championship. But oh, no banners this week because of Throwback. Oh, I bet he got mad whenever I put his banner. Oh, that's why it said I broke the rules. When I painted his car, somebody said Jason broke the rules. That's why I said that he broke the rules, because of the banner. Oh, that is my apologies. I had no idea. Well, that's interesting. That's good to know. At least it'll be easier next week. I think a lot of guys are trying to get out of this place, though. I'm going to be completely honest. This is not my favorite track on Iracing by any means. It's probably at my bottom track, one of the bottoms. I just don't like the racing here, personally. There's not a lot of racing you can really do. Like, it's more follow the leader, hope they make a small mistake. Yes, you can on fresh tires and stuff. I get it. You can race somewhat. It's just this place in general I'm not a fan of. When we go to, like, Richmond, I think that's a better track. Just go short track racing. I mean, this is a bigger track that kind of drives like a short track, I guess. Bristol's a fun track to race. Next week's going to be fun in general with the new updates iRacing has. The ambient sounds. It's going to make the broadcast stuff so much better. Update on Cody Smith, by the way. You see him over on the ticker. It's showing him 15th right now after that incident when he got 2 laps down because pit stops. Remember, he was inside the top 5. So he's trying to at least make it back to the top 10. We'll see if that's possible. As I think the pace lights are going to go out this time, so we're going to have 9 laps to go when we go back green flag. I'm sorry, 10 laps to go when we go back green flag. Do appreciate everybody tuning in here, though, on Trackside. Make sure you guys hit that follow button and like button on Facebook, and the subscribe and like button over on YouTube. If you hit it on YouTube, the reason why we ask for likes on YouTube, it helps the broadcast get more views. It recommends it to people. So that's why we ask for likes on YouTube. It does help. And it's good for the sponsors. So Make sure you guys smack that about 50,000 times. Share it with all your friends. Make them smack it. Share it with everybody you know. And I know half you people in here got like 500 friends on Facebook. So I literally have like 60, and I don't even talk to half of them. Green flag set to come out this time as we come to lap 81. We wait for the pace car to drop in. We got to go through turns 3 and 4 for it to do that. Up front, it has been the Calvin Allison show. A little bit of blink down to 41 of Roberto Ramirez. He should be good, but a little bit of connection issue. Hopefully that balances out when we get back green. James Lowe having a pretty solid night now up in P5, I believe. Pace car is in. Green flag set to wave. We wait, we wait, we wait. Watch for wheel spin. Green flag is out in the air. And not good. A lot of checking up there in the middle. In that first lane. Or inside lane. Garrett Darling going to take away second. Battle going to be right here between the 31 of Marcus Adams and James Lowe. That is 2 teammates and 2 playoff contenders, that is. Logan Jones, also a playoff contender there as well. Running in P8. Going to be a good night for him if he even finishes in 8th. That would be a great night as far as the playoff points go. Playoff racing is a different ballgame when it comes to racing. You're not just racing everybody. You're racing 16 guys that you want to finish in front of for playoff points. J.R. Houston doing a good job even with that damaged race car. Talked about Cody Smith. He had an issue and he is slowing down. Not sure what's going on with the 7 car. But he has dropped back to 22nd now. Up in 15th. Joe Francis coming on strong here late in this race. The 50 Dr. Pepper car. Showing right now in 6th. We got some smoke. Not sure who that is. Logan Jones to the inside wall. He stays green. That is a big smack right there. Logan's going to drop all the way back to 23rd. Calvin Allison, Jared Darling battling it out here for the win. Not a playoff contender. None of these 2 guys are. Calvin, even though winning 4 races, did not compete in enough races to make the playoffs. As our top 3 has broken away, battle's going to be right now back and forth. Marcus Adams, J.R. Houston back on that outside. James Lowe there as well. Marcus trying to take away that 4th spot. Marcus, one of the favorites to make the Final 4 this season. He crosses the line in P4. Calvin Allison extending. We got a yellow out on the track. It's going to be a green light checkered as it looks like the 09 of Michael Muncie may have had an issue. Yes, he did. This is Cody Smith right behind him. Cody not being very patient. After what happened, and you see it, he just got into the back of him. Yeah, he definitely got in the back of him. He turned it around. And that's the thing. I understand Cody's frustration. And there may be something else that happened earlier in the race that we did not see, but you gotta be a little bit careful getting into someone that is not playoff contender because they have nothing to lose. They do not care. Just pointing that out. You see Michael probably not happy. He should not be. As this race gets ready to go to the first overtime here. I believe it'll be overtime. I don't think we're going to have a quick yellow. Unless we don't have any cars to lap down, which we do. Plenty of them. And none of them, by the way, are going to finish any better than where they're running. I'm not going to have that. Patrick Green, Kyle Smalley, Barrett Henderson. Timothy Jennings on pit road. James Cato. That's a smart call here. To be honest, I'm surprised a lot of some of these other guys did not come down pit lane. Do whatever Calvin Allison didn't do and make him have to hold you off on fresh tires. I don't think he'd have been able to hold you off if you would have. Everybody would have came down pit lane. You got to do opposite. So I kind of put that on the first few cars. I understand why Marcus and JR and James Lowe didn't. They're the highest running playoff cars. I kind of understand that, but I'm surprised a lot of people didn't do that. So coming to 3 to go this time. And unless we double up here, it will be an official green-white checkers. So we'll wait and see. I don't think it will. I think it will be a green-white checker, I believe. Like I said, next week, Richmond International Raceway. That's going to be a fun one. Bristol on 9/21. 9/28, we go to round 2, Las Vegas. We got 4 night races in a row. The rest will finish under the sun. Talladega, Daytona, or Talladega, Charlotte, Roval, Kansas, Texas, Martinsville. I'm surprised ISM actually ain't ending like right at dusk, to be honest. Kind of surprised by that. But yes, it will be a green-white checker, by the way. Pace lights should go out this time, I think. And we'll double back up. Or they might not go out this time. We'll wait and see. I think they will. Off turn 4, we'll find out. Will we be doubling up this time? Looks like we're going to, I believe. No, we're definitely not going to. I don't think. No, so it will be an official green-white checker with that. Alright, once again, you guys see the sponsors on top of the board, on top of the screen. I want to thank all of them for sponsoring the series once again. We'll see who wins race 1 of the playoffs. But I'll be completely honest with you. Unless you put the bumper to that 28, I don't know if anybody's going to be able to catch it. Just being honest and calling it like I see it. But, on the other side, there's still a lot to be gained for these playoffs, guys, and that's the big thing. And some momentum, I mean, honestly, for some of these guys. For next week when we go to Richmond. So here we go. Pace light's going to go off this time. Doubling up. We get a few attempts at this. If a caution comes out before the white flag, you all know the drill. We will do it again. If not, the race is official if we take the white. And I'm going to be honest, I don't know if we're going to take the white. These guys are going to be going really hard, especially guys like David Eamon back in 11th. Zach Bowerman in 13th, Chris Worrell in 14th. They're going to be pushing this limit. Greg McConey right now, he's okay. I think he would like to better that spot just a little bit here. Each spot is a point for these guys as far as the playoffs go, so there's a big thing. But he does got some fast guys. Roberto, Aaron Tribble in front of him. Joe Francis up in front of him too. So we'll see. As the pace car lights are flipped off, we are set to go green. Can Calvin Allison hold on? Taking that inside line as we get set to go green flag racing here once again. Nick Kessler going to try to take that second away. We've seen that flip-flop quite a few times. And we are green flag. We're back here once again. A solid start by both lanes that time. And we got some 3 wide. The 51 of Timothy Jennings. Oh, this ain't going to end good. Well, you get away for now. They're 3 wide a little bit further back, but Battle right now going to be for this top spot, or for the second spot. Look at this. Oh, there we go. Caution's out. Somebody just chased somebody way down the track. Not sure who that was. The 6 is involved. Now this was 2 different wrecks, by the way. Oh, the 6, the 10, the 51, the 23 got through it. Oh, who was that? Derek Pemberton has not avoided a wreck tonight. He gets involved. So, the 51 gets loose in front of the 7, and then 09 just didn't check up. I think the 09 was kind of headhunting there. And then somebody else happened up in front. And I'm trying to see who that was that got spun and out. Who was it? Just a second, guys. We're trying to see who that is right up there. That is Greg McConaughey. What happened to him? Remember, he was 10th. We said playoffs are on the line. They check up in front. Oh, the 9 gets into the side. And around goes Greg. That is 2 playoff contenders. Greg just does a big spin. Luckily, was not really getting no damage, but here's another look at this. Did a 9 come up or 12 come down? Yeah, that just got into him on that one. Greg McConaughey not going to be happy, so we're going to do it again. Green, white, checkered attempt at number 2. For Calvin Allison, Jared Darling, now Marcus Adams. And what happened to Nick Kessler? Oh, he's 4th. There he is. Marcus Adams, how about that? He puts himself inside the top 3. Traffic has been an issue for him tonight, just trying to work up through it. We'll take a couple more trips around before we double back up and get ready to go green. All right. We are ready to double it back up. By the way, with that, David Eamon moves into 9th now, which helps him. Is that early? No, 11th. Bringing home 13th. Cody Smith back inside the top 15. It'll be interesting to watch that position battle right there between Cody and Michael Muncie there. Remember, they had a run in a few moments ago. So that's going to be interesting to see. We are coming to the 1 to go sign this time. We have to wait just a moment. As the cars work down the backstretch here. By the way, we do get, I believe, 3 attempts at the green-white checker. I don't think we've had that this season, though. Maybe once. Can't remember. You know, if you're Calvin Allison, you go out here and win this, you're going to be kind of upset you ain't in the playoffs because, like, I mean, he raced a lot of races, just missed it by like 2 races while he wasn't able to compete for the play or championship. So it's got to be like kind of a statement, I think, for the 28. No matter what way you look at it. Pace lights are off, however. We have to wait and see if he's able to do it. Still a few laps of racing here. Last couple laps have been pretty exciting, though. A lot of cars with no nose on the front of their car. If you don't come out here with damage at Darlington, something's wrong. So, kudos to these guys that don't have too much. All right, here we go. Somebody just blew up, and I cannot tell who that was. I think that's a 23. Green flag is out, and I will confirm that Logan Jones has blown up. Race is over, unfortunately. Green flag, however, is out. And how about Marcus Adams? He's going to take 2 spots away in one corner. He's looking for the lead late in the race. To the inside of Calvin Allison. Nobody's competed with Calvin all night. Will we get the white flag? Wrecking behind. Caution flag. Going to come out. Race is not over. I cannot tell you who this was. Michael Muncie was involved. Greg McConey was involved. And right here, contact between the 2 and the 41. Who else was involved here? You see the 12. You see the 86 of Aaron Tribble involved. The 70 of Dormer, nowhere to go. Hard contact there. Cody Smith makes it by. There's Greg McConey spinning to the bottom. You see Raymond Dormer still involved in it. And how about that? The race is official. Calvin Allison. There'll be some unhappy people, it looks like, in this one. But Calvin Allison going to pick up the win here at Darlington. Marcus Adams second. Jared Darling going to finish in P3. Oh, look at this. The 7 and the 06 of Ryan Broderick into it. More cars involved after the race, after the wreck. But it's all gravy. Does not matter. Our race winner here tonight is going to be this man, Calvin Allison. He's going to park it in victory lane and finish P1. We're going to talk to him right now. I think. Gotta make sure he's in here. There he is. Misfit Mafia, Calvin Allison. Putting it in P1 here at Darlington. Calvin, set him up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Be honest with me. What's this one feel like? I'm sure this one means a little bit, I'm sure.
It's been a frustrating day. They've decided to upgrade our fiber wire on a holiday, and I didn't get my internet back till about 8:30.
Wow. Well, you came in here at Darlington. You dominated in a throwback paint, which is awesome. From what I've been told, you're not a part of the chase, unfortunately, for some odd reason. I personally think you should have been, but, either way, it's got to be a pretty good statement coming in here and putting it to these guys like that, though.
Yeah, I mean, I knew that I couldn't be in the chase.
Right.
I mean, running this is just to be able to run with a bunch of my friends and all that, and looking for a good league where I can run part-time. And, I mean, the races I've been here, they've been fun races, so I can't complain about that.
Talk about the tires here, man. Tires are a big thing at Darlington. Talk about trying to save them, because we had a lot of green flag racing tonight.
Yeah, I got a lot of practice Thursday night because I decided to be smart and run the full length Southern 500. So I kind of learned the line that I needed to do to save tires, but also with our fuel, it didn't really come into as much of a factor the way the cautions fell. I figured that first run we might get some green flag stops, and then that second to last long run because fuel was really close, and I figured I might as well just go for it and then stop. But caution come out right as I was going to pit for fuel at the end there, so there wasn't too much difference with tires tonight.
For sure, man. Hey, shout outs and all that you want to give out, man. Another good run.
Yeah, big thanks to Team Misfits and all our sponsors. It's been so long I can't remember who half of them are, but just everybody. Thanks to you for putting it on, and this win was for Z Sean.
Hey, there you go. Hey, man, good job tonight. Way to dominate.
Thanks,
buddy. Next up, it is going to be Marcus Adams in P number 2 here tonight, and I think that's a interesting race for Marcus. I mean, he had to drive from the back, and here he is, Marcus Adams. Adam, up in the booth, you got a copy.
Yeah, I got you.
P2 tonight, man. The highest of the chase contenders. That's the big thing coming in for you anyway. Talk about the decision. Started from the back, and a lot of traffic to deal with tonight.
Yeah, I should have started in the back. I didn't realize we'd go that long green, and 90 laps just really was not near enough.
We know that starting back, of course, is a big gamble for anything. It looks like you had something there for Calvin at the end. I'm sure you noticed that as well. Did you think if you had maybe another lap before that caution came out, it looked like you was actually trying to get to the inside?
I think if I would have started up front, I would have won. If not won, I know he would have won. But I think I would have had a pretty good chance to win if I didn't start in the back or had more laps. I knew I wasn't able to pass him in 3, but I just tried that in case he hit the wall and a caution came out.
For sure, and of course it did, just a little bit later than you probably wanted. Either way, man, you finished second tonight. That's the big thing with playoff points on the line. I'm sure you're already locked in for a while anyway, but you're still playoff racing. How conservative are you racing right now around other guys?
I'm not really.
No, yeah, I didn't think so.
At most tracks, other than the short tracks and the road course, is the only place I'll have a problem. Other than that, I think I'm at least second fastest.
I agree. Hey, good job, man. I'm sure, like I said earlier, and even in the podcast, I think you're one of the final 4 that we got you in. So, good job tonight, man. Shout out to all that you want to give out.
First of all, go Vols.
Oh, what?
There's a little bet on that.
That's what I figured. I just didn't see that comment.
Go Vols. Balls out. Iracing I flag. Butt kicker. Jason, Plan B, AC Paints, Trackside Network or Racing Network.
Got it. There you go.
I'm still not used to
it. You're getting it, man. Hey, good job, man.
Thank you.
Thanks, buddy. Next up, Jared Darling going to finish in P number 3, and Jared had a good night here as well. And we're going to talk to him right now. Nope, maybe if I can click the right button. Did I get him? Maybe not. I think I moved him to the wrong place. Let me do it again. And I'm sorry, I think I moved you to the wrong place. Jared, it's Adam up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Finishing P3 tonight, man, and you was another good driver. Like, honestly, you was up front for a lot of this race as well. It looked like you and Marcus just kept kind of swapping back, or you and Nick for a while, and then Marcus swapped back and forth a lot on the restarts. Talk us through your night, though, man. Not a bad night to finish third at Darlington.
Darlington's definitely one of my favorite tracks, so definitely wanted to be here to race this, and had a lot of fun tonight. Wish at the end we could have had a little more green flag racing. Just the restarts, I kind of struggled a little bit getting going, and I needed some more green flag laps to maybe have a chance there with Calvin. We had a good battle, though, the first half of the race, and he got by me there on the pit stop, and track position's huge here, and it's pretty hard to pass once you're up to speed. But I felt like, we were top 3 all race, had a lot of fun tonight, and up front racing, it was I had fun tonight. It's good.
Let me ask you, you got some teammates that's in the playoffs or whatever. Are you thinking about that while you're out there racing with your teammates? I know you're probably racing other guys a little bit harder than you are them, of course. But are you thinking about that as well, or are you just going out there and doing your own thing, trying to pick up the victory?
Yeah, I'm just doing my own thing, trying to pick. I ain't gonna go in and hit anybody or try to ruin their race. But I didn't even really know that that was going on. I'm just kind of racing my own race, and but no, and especially like if I knew. I mean, regardless, I don't try to go out there and hit people. Sure. So, yeah.
Man, honestly, you did great. We talked about you quite a bit tonight, so good job and very fast. Like I was saying in the broadcast, you was very quick tonight. Shout out to all that you want to give out.
Yeah, just everybody that puts this league on and all the sponsors out there, you for broadcast, and I can't wait to go back and watch this. Everyone that tuned in to watch, and let's see all the drivers
Was your
tonight.
paint a throwback, by the way? It was. Like,
yeah, that's an old Sadler scheme from like
Okay.
04, 05. Yeah. But, yeah, so and nice paint scheme there. Shout out to RJ who was spotting me tonight. Had a lot of help from him.
Awesome.
That was nice, especially at a tight track like this. So, and then shout out to Calvin for the win. He was super fast tonight. He definitely deserved the win.
Good job by your team tonight, man. Pretty much almost all of your team was inside the top 10, so good job.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, buddy. There you go. There's your finishers. Highest finisher, playoff-wise, Marcus Adams, J.R. Houston, James Lowe. That'll do it for us tonight, though, guys. Hope everybody enjoyed the broadcast. Y'all have a great night. We'll see y'all Thursday. God bless.